Hey everyone, James Baek here, and today I'll be resuming one of my old series known as Pokemon Showdown Sessions, and it's been a while since I've done this. It's been a long time, but I do not always play VGC. For those of you who know me, I do not always play VGC. There are some games that I like to play, to take a break, just have some fun. Definitely not just Pokemon, but of course I do actually play singles. In my free time as a hobby, and I actually want to record showdown sessions again just because I do like playing OU and other singles formats on Showdown, as it's actually probably my favorite thing to do on Showdown because I do not like playing VGC, as I said. Speaking of VGC, this will not affect VGC uploads, so do not worry, these will not affect VGC uploads, because these will be coming around the same time as other VGC videos, so this will not affect VGC uploads in any possible way, as well as VGC will still be my priority. As this series, I'll just upload whenever I feel like playing a game, and I'm decent at singles. I'm not exactly the best, I'm still learning, but I'm not the worst either. I have played singles before, and I played some Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire OU before, so I do know at least some things. And I definitely do want to start playing singles on Showdown again, because it's actually a lot of fun. If you guys are just playing VGC, I hope I can convince you guys to at least try out some of the formats. There's a lot of hate between Smogging communities and the VGC community, but I actually like playing both. So yeah, today's team, it's a hyper offensive team that I just randomly built. I built this in 5 minutes. It's actually inspiration from a VGC team. We got a Life Orb Thunderous that usually is based on getting Thunder Waves around, so my Mega Metagross can come in and maybe get some flinches. Very common in VGC, just a bunch of sets from VGC Pokemon actually. Choice Scarf Hydreigon, which is common with Mega Metagross because they resist weaknesses from each other. Mega Metagross is able to resist Fairy and Dragon types, while Hydreigon is able to resist Fire. It's immune to Ground, and the only thing that Metagross doesn't cover is Fighting, the weakness of Fighting from Hydreigon, which is why I got my Clefable here, whose role is to Heal Bell, because Mega Metagross is a Pokemon that usually gets statused a lot, so Heal Bell is a very good option on Clefable. It's also my Stealth Rock user, and I do like Wish on this team. Next is my Assault Vest Tornadus variant to handle switch-ins. Basically, another fast mod that I need to switch into, so it's really nice. It also gives me some bulk to this team. And my Life Orb Rapid Spin Starmie, which is kind of weird, but hey, it's hyper offensive, so we're going to find some games. These videos will probably be only half an hour, and I hope you guys do learn some facts, because some of the things I take from singles, I do apply to VGC. Such as 2014, I actually used Sniper Kingdra because I did play some singles games with it, and it was a lot of fun, so I decided to play that in VGC. I also have incorporated some ideas. Alright, so we found our first game. Metagross, Latias, Garchomp, Azumarill, a Magnezone, and Manaphy. So, very threatening team. Let's see what I want to do here. I could lead Hydreigon, predicting his Garchomp. However, he could just lead Azumarill, which is kind of annoying. Actually, I could probably lead Thundurus safely, because Thundurus can destroy his entire team. The Mega Pokemon will probably be Metagross. Yeah, I think Thundurus can destroy his entire team if I play my cards right. So I think I'm going to lead Thundurus. Most likely his Garchomp is Stealth Rocks, probably physically defensive. Azumarill, Choice Band, Assault Vest, or Belly Drum set. They're all viable, but I don't think it'd be a Belly Drum set with Manaphy. Manaphy usually Tail Glow set. Magnezone usually Choice Scarf or Choice Specs. I would assume Choice Scarf on his team though. He doesn't have much to outspeed. So I'm gonna go Thundurus. Yeah, Thundurus is a safe lead, as he does bring out Magnezone, which is fine. He can go for the Volt Switch. Again, I can play risky with this team because I do have Wish on Clefable, so I'm kind of fine if I take damage. Would he Thunderbolt or would he Volt Switch? Because if he would Volt Switch, I'd probably better off going to Clefable. No, if he Volt Switch, I'd be better off going for the Volt Switch of my own because it's a slower Volt Switch, but We went for Thunderbolt. It's not that great. So I think I'm going to hit Volt Switch. But he's actually just going to switch out into Latias, which is completely fine by me. I do get some chip damage, which is nice. Running Latias over Latios most likely means Healing Wish on this Latias. So here, I think I can get a free switch into Hydreigon here. And I think I'm free to click U-turn. Yeah, I'm free to click U-turn. Obviously, the Draco Meteor can come his way. Dark Pulse is also an option. But Azumarill would be his switch in. I could just make a hard switch. Yeah, I'm going to make a hard switch. Go into Thundurus. As he does switch out into Azumarill. Perfect. As here, I am pretty free to click Volt Switch. If he wants to switch to Garchomp at Hidden Power Ice, Life Orb boosted will knock him out. If he wants to go for the Aqua Jet, that is fine. But he is going to make the switch into Latias again. It's actually weakening his Latias even further, which is fine. As I have some options. I can go into Starmie. An Ice Beam Life Orb boosted should be able to knock him out. And I think I'm going to do that because I could bring out Hydreigon again. But again, it's either locking myself into a move is not great of a play, especially early on when he has so many options to switch into. And I could have went Clefable, got my rocks up, but of course he has a Defog user, and I want to get rid of this Defog user before he can do it. So here I can go for the Ice Beam. He could go into Magnezone, I could definitely see that play, but I just want to click Ice Beam because I want to target what's in front of me right now. If he wants to go Magnezone, that is fine. I can get a free switch into my Clefable because Magnezone's a Pokemon that does carry a choice item usually. So he'll probably lock himself into an Electric type move, and that is fine. As I am able to knock out his Latias, which is really nice. This means I can get up my rocks and they will be for the rest of the field, as he is actually going to forfeit. I don't know why he would forfeit. He definitely had ways to beat me. But yeah, that's going to be 1-0 in our favor as we're going to find another game. That is weird. As here we're going to face an interesting team. Tornadus T, Rotom Wash, Victini. As this guy says, Gio, have good luck, have fun. I'm going to say the same. As here, I think Tornadus can put in a lot of work, especially my Tornadus with Heat Wave. Yeah, Tornadus can do so much work. Victini, I don't know what kind of Victini he wants. Probably Choice Scarf, and Choice Scarf is a very big threat to my team. If I want to handle that, I probably do have to handle it with either my Hydreigon, which can beat his Victini easily, or my Thundurus. But here, I think Thundurus is actually a pretty safe lead. I can get a Paralysis on his Victini if he decides to lead it. Volt Switch out if it's Scizor or Rotom Wash or Tornadus. If it's Tornadus, I'm probably clicking Thunder Wave. Latios, I have pretty free switch into my Tornadus or Clefable. And if he wants to lead Garchomp, I can have Hidden Power Ice Pressure. So he does lead with the Rotom Wash. We're going to find out if he's Scarred, most likely the bulky variant. But here I'm pretty free to click Volt Switch. He can click Volt Switch of his own. He could click Will-O-Wisp. I think I'm free getting a Volt Switch off, as that does a lot of damage actually. Wow. As Clefable is my best switch in. I could have went to Hydreigon, but I don't exactly want Hydreigon to take damage yet. As he goes into Scizor, which is fine, I can go into... Actually, Scizor is Mega Pokemon. I could go into my Hydreigon or my Thundurus. Or I can go into Tornadus. I think Tornadus is a fine play, as he is going to Mega Evolve and go for the U-turn actually, which is actually pretty good for me. I'm not going to lie. So he's probably not the SD variant, as Rotom Wash is going to come out. We do find out he is Leftovers, which is fine. As here I am fine to U-turn, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to U-turn here, as I do get some nice chip damage. I'm going to go into Hydreigon since Rotom Wash cannot touch my Hydreigon, as he does go for the Volt Switch. Gets a critical hit, which is fine. Again, I do have Clefable for Wish, which I can do later in the game. Also, this Hydreigon threats into almost any switch in he wants to choose. The only thing that could really switch in is Tornadus or Victini, but he actually sends a Latios, and that's actually questioning if it's a Scarf Latios. I actually do think it's a Scarf Latios if he does have Defog Scizor, which explains why he wouldn't go for Sword Stance. I'm going to go into my Clefable, as he actually pulls a double into Scizor. Really nice play by my opponent. As I could go for rocks here, predicting U-turn. I think it's pretty safe to go into Thundurus though. Yeah, going into Thundurus is a safe play, as he just fires off another U-turn. So I could have got my Stealth Rocks up, however he could just defog the next turn. So I did not want that to happen, as I am fine with my positioning. Again, I do have Wish, so any damage is actually very expendable on my team. And two, his Rotom Wash is really weakened, and once I get rid of his Rotom Wash, he doesn't have much that can take hits from my Thundurus or my Hydreigon, so that is completely fine by me. Hydreigon should be able to beat his team, but looks like he's going to bring out Garchomp. Now, I absolutely do not expect him to be the Choice Scarf variant, so I would assume Sash if he wants to bring it out. I kind of just want to fire off a Hidden Power Ice. Yeah. Just make it safe. Hidden Power Ice, no Focus Sash, able to get rid of his Garchomp. Ah, nice. That means he cannot get rocks up on the field. He has no other possible rockers. Victini does not get Stealth Rocks. As Scizor is going to come out, which is fine, as I'm pretty free to click Volt Switch here. Yeah, I'm going to click Volt Switch here. I can safely Volt Switch into my Tornadus, and no matter who he wants to send out after, I could just U-turn. So I'm going to get Volt Switch, do a nice amount of damage to the Scizor. He might go for the Roost, which is fine, as I'm going to get my Tornadus here. He is going to U-turn. That damage is expendable, especially with the Regenerator ability. I don't even have to Wish Up, as he is going to send out his Rotom, which is fine. As I'm going to click U-turn again. If he wants to switch out, that is fine. But I get a pretty free switch into my Hydreigon here, and I just have so much momentum with this team. Being able to U-turn, Volt Switch constantly, putting on that pressure. And apparently someone is here from my VGC fan base, as I'm going to reply to him, as I suck at typing apparently. Yeah, there we go. So, Volt Switch, I don't know he wants to go into. Probably his best play is to go into Tornadus. But if he Choice Scarf Victini, I could definitely see him sending it out. It is going to be Tornadus, which is fine. I can't exactly switch into Metagross. My own Tornadus is expendable, but he might go for a knockoff here. I think just U-turning is a safe play, because Hydreigon is very nice. Hydreigon is very nice for his team. So, I could go into... I think Clefable is my best play, because I do not want Thundurus to take a knockoff, and Clefable should be able to sponge up any hits. As he does go for the U-turn, which is fine. As he goes into Scizor. Again, I don't think he's SD Scizor, so I'm not exactly threatened, and I kind of want to get my rocks up. Yeah, I definitely want to get my rocks up, actually. Yeah. So, I definitely want my rocks up. The reason is he's been clicking U-turn all the time. I don't care if he goes for Bullet Punch, because it wouldn't knock me out, as he does go fire off a U-turn. So, perfect. Clefable kind of walls the rest of his team, as he does go Victini, which is fine, as basically I'm able to get free rocks, and now I can go for my Wish. I don't care if he goes for a Recreate, because I can pass off a Wish to Hydreigon. I could also pass it off to my Thundurus, as he does go for the U-turn, so that probably does indicate Choice Scarf. I would assume Choice Scarf, as he's going to go into Rotom actually, which is fine, because Rotom really does not have any offensive presence against me. So I do not want him to go for a... Let's see, I don't want him to go for a Hydro Pump into a Thunder switching. So I think I could just go into my Hydreigon actually. Yeah, going to Hydreigon safe, because if he wants to go Latios, oh, he actually goes for the Pain Split, which is fine, because I'm able to heal all the way back up with my Wish. And here, I think I'm just going to launch a Draco Meteor. I could go for a Dark Pulse in case he switched into Scizor, but I don't think he would go into Scizor, because Scizor would get 2-hit KO'd after Rocks, even if he's specially defensive by Dark Pulse. So I don't think he's going to make that play. Draco Meteor will knock out this Rotom, and again, this Rotom is very dangerous to my team, as it can actually take hits and weaken them. So I am launching the Draco. It did knock him out. He brings out Scizor. He's probably going to go for U-turn or Roost. I could definitely see Roost from him. I think my best play is to go Tornadus. If he Roost, I get Heat Wave pressure. He is going to go for Roost, which is fine, as I can click Heat Wave pretty safely here. I don't care if he switches out into his Victini, taking 25%. He goes into his Tornadus, which takes the Heat Wave, and actually he takes it fine. Probably Assault Vest. As I just want to click U-turn here, as I think I do win a speed tie, as I can go into my Clefable or my Starmie. Or my Thundurus. I think Thundurus might be a safe play. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Thundurus. He might U-turn, he might go for the flying type attack. Yeah, he did go for the U-turn. I'm not in Bullet Punch range yet, and if he goes Victini, I can get a Para by Thunder Wave, so I can basically Thunder Wave his entire team for free. There's nothing he can do to stop me from going for Thunder Wave. If he wants to go Latios, that's fine. I'm probably gonna go for the Taunt, as he does go for Latios. And here I am going to click Taunt because I do not want him to get rid of the rocks by any means necessary. Yeah, he cannot go for Defog, and I can pretty safely go for the Volt Switch. Do I want? Yeah, I want to go for Volt Switch. As he does switch out and goes into Scizor, perfect, because actually I was going to hard switch into my Hydreigon or Tornadus anyway, which they do carry a fire type move, so either way it would have been fine. So I'm going to go into Tornadus here, as I'm going to click, I think he's in Hurricane range, and Tornadus should go down to 2 Hurricanes. So I'm going to click Hurricane. If he wants to go for a Bullet Punch, that's fine, but he is going to switch out, go into Tornadus, as I do get a Hurricane off and do a lot of damage. And here I'm pretty free to click Air Slash. I do carry both Air Slash plus Hurricane because I do hate missing a lot. The only times I go for Hurricane is in case I really need damage. Otherwise, I go for Air Slash, just so I don't have to risk the miss. He's going to win the speed tie this time, get a U-turn off, as he goes into his Scizor, which is fine because I do get a free Air Slash. Not able to knock him out, but however, I can just click Air Slash again, because the only move he can do to out-prioritize me is go for the Bullet Punch. If he wants to get residual damage, that's fine. He gets a crit Bullet Punch, and I missed my Air Slash, which is actually unfortunate. But again, it's not actually the worst thing in the world. Surprising, I missed the Air Slash and not the Hurricane. But I don't care if Tornadus goes down. Tornadus is expendable, because 1, I still have 6 mons remaining. 2, I could just win the game, because if he attacks again and gets rid of my Tornadus, I just get a free switch into my Metagross here, and Metagross can win the game, especially with Stealth Rocks up. He's going to apologize. That is fine, because it doesn't really affect the game. I'm still in a fantastic position. That one thing doesn't set me back. So basically, this is Pokemon. I mean, sure, we should be sorry that we hacks, but it is a thing that happens in the game. But again, I don't really care about that Bullet Punch crit plus the Air Slash miss. As I said, I'm still going to probably be in the best position, because I am in the position actually where I should be able to spam Dark Pulse with Hydreigon and win the game. So he does go for the Roost, probably predicting me to switch my Tornadus. Again, Tornadus was expendable. I did not need Tornadus at all, as he's going to go Victini. Now, I actually just want to click U-turn, and I am going to click U-turn. We find out if he Scarf here. If he U-turns out, he basically takes Stealth Rock's damage when he comes back in. And we actually find out he's not Scarf, so that is interesting. That means my Hydreigon wins the game. So I'm going to send out my Hydreigon as he goes for the Bolt Strike, which is fine, as that does nothing. And now I can basically win the game by spamming Dark Pulse. I don't think his Tornadus lives a Dark Pulse at the range it's at, so it'll probably be at like, what, 21? Okay, 24. It's not living at Dark Pulse at the range. I don't think it lives. As he does just forfeit the match, because there's no way he could win against my Choice Scarf Hydreigon with Dark Pulse. As we do take another win. Or was that the first game? I actually do not remember. No, that was the second game. The first opponent forfeited after he lost his Defogger or whatever. So, I'm going to find another game. This team, it's very offensive and does have Wish, but it just does not have many switch-ins. That's the only thing about this team. As we find an interesting team for the third match, we got Rotom Wash, Altaria, Magnezone, Escadrille, Weavile, and Mega. So the only hazard user he could have is Escadrille Stealth Rock, but that'd be Stealth Rock Rapid Spin, so he wouldn't be carrying either Rock Slide, Iron Head, or Earthquake. Let's see. Altaria will be his Mega Evolution here. Probably the Dragon Dance mix set. He could have Roost, Dragon Dance Roost probably. Weavile is an annoying issue to this team. I think I can just win with Metagross. I think Metagross can win the game. Yeah, Metagross can definitely win the game. I think I want to lead off actually Metagross because, I mean Thundurus, because I can Thunder Wave a lot of things. As he actually leads Escudero, which is like the one thing that's bad for my team. So I'm going to taunt preventing Stealth Rocks. He does go for the Rocks, as here I'm pretty free to switch out into my... He would probably go for a Rock move? No, he probably doesn't have a Rock move. I would assume Iron Head, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin. So I'm going to go into Tornadus. He does have Iron Head, which is fine. Here I can go for the Heat Wave pretty safely, as Heat Wave does hit a lot of his team. If he wants to go Rotom, that's fine. I can U-turn the next turn into my Clefable. And I don't really care if he has Rock Slide. I don't think he does, as Heat Wave does a lot. That's especially defensive, Escudero. As he actually predicts me to switch out, which is nice. He predicts me to switch out, probably into my Metagross. I had no reason to switch out into Metagross, actually. Or maybe he predicted me to go Starmie. But here, I think he can't let his Escudero go down, because that would just put him in a terrible position. So he'll probably switch out to Rotom. Yeah, as Rotom is going to come out, I'm going to fire off the U-turn, and get a pretty free switch. I can go into Hydreigon. I don't want to go into Hydreigon, though. Although I could spam Dark Pulse for free. I want more damage on this Rotom though, and I don't want him to be like Thunder Wave Rotom for some reason. So I'm going to go into my Thundurus, because here I can get a free Volt Switch. He's Leftovers variant, so at least we know he's not Specs or Choice Scarf or one of those variants. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. Basically, I get a lot of damage. Wow, he's physically defensive. As I get my free switch into my Hydreigon, and he goes for the Volt Switch himself, that is fine. Probably into Altaria. No, it's actually a Mega. Let's see. He maxed out at 317. I am 263. Most likely he would protect this turn. He knows that Hydreigon's probably Scarf. I think a free switch into Tornadus is what this is, actually. As he is going to go for Protect. Again, that was fine. As here, I think I'm free to click Air Slash, because he is going to go for a double Protect again. Is he Baton Pass? That could actually be scary if he Baton Passes. Then again, if he Baton Passes, nothing would really be a threat, except maybe his Escudero, but we learned probably my Thundurus is able to beat it 1v1. I'm going to go for an Air Slash again as he switches out to Rotom. That's fine, because look at all the damage he's taken so far, and I get a free... I could go for Hurricane. I don't really see a reason to switch out, actually. Yeah, because if he's just going to Volt Switch, it's not going to do that much. I'm just going to fire off a Hurricane, get as much damage as I can. As I get a crit, which is unfortunate, I think he would have definitely lived the Hurricane. Yeah, he would have definitely lived the Hurricane at that range. So that is really unfortunate for my opponent. However, it does not change how I play this. As he sends out Weavile, so yeah, Weavile is actually an interesting switch he did. But I think my free safe play is going to Clefable. I don't care if he has Pursuit, as I get my Clefable in. He does go for the Icicle Crash, which is fine. I can get my Rocks up. Yeah, Rocks really benefit against his team. Yeah, and I don't care if Clefable goes down, because I do have Metagross, so I'm going to go for my Rocks here. He unfortunately misses Icicle Crash, which is unfortunate. But again, I was fine if that connected, because all I wanted was my Rocks up, really. As here, I can go for the Moonblast here. As he goes for a knockoff, getting rid of my Leftovers recovery. But does Moonblast knock him out? Barely, but however, due to his Life Orb, he has to stay in, unless he goes for a Rapid Spin. But at that rate, he only has one Life Orb attack in him anyway, so I think it's pretty safe just to sack off my Clefable. I can go into my Starmie right here, or my Metagross predicting him to do that, but it's not exactly worth it in my opinion, as he is going to go for the Icicle Crash. Fortunately connects for him, and I am able to pick up the knockout on his Weavile. So here I am pretty free to switch into either my Tornadus. I can go Metagross. I think Metagross is actually a fine play. Dealing pounds his Magnezone would be annoying to deal with. But I am going to go to Metagross, as he does lead Escudero. Since he's specially defensive, I doubt he's speedy. So I'm just going to go fire off an Earthquake right away, because I'll probably outspeed him. He was definitely special defensive, Escudero. Actually, no, he outspeeds me. But he goes for a Rapid Spin, which is fine. He had to go for a Rapid Spin here, because His only ways to beat me were Altaria and Yanmega. So Magnezone is going to come out now. He knows I have EQ, right? He knows I have EQ, and he's pretty much forced to Volt Switch. I'm going to go for Iron Head. Yeah, he does go for the Volt Switch. That actually does nothing, as I'm going to Iron Head the Yanmega, and I do have Bullet Punch, and is he in Bullet Punch range? I don't know, but either way, he has to either Protect or switch out to Magnezone. I could definitely see Magnezone coming out again. So I'm going to EQ. Oh, wow. As he has hidden Power Ice. Which I guess he expected my Tornadus to come out, but I don't think I had a reason to go into Tornadus. I could just Bullet Punch here, but I don't really need it. I think Metagross is actually my win condition anyway. It's not exactly my win condition, but it's probably my best way to handle the Altaria. So yeah, I'm going to go into my Tornadus here, as I have no reason to switch. As he goes for the Bug Buzz, gets a crit, which is kind of unfortunate, but not exactly the worst thing in the world. I think clicking U-turn is my safest play. Yeah, clicking U-turn is my safest play. As he does go Altaria, which is fine, because now I can bring out my Metagross actually. Or do I not want to do that? I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of want to bring out Thundurus actually. Bring out Thundurus allows me to get a Thunder Wave, and he would be forced to switch into Magnezone otherwise. So, does he stay in? That's the question. That's the big question. Going into a Magnezone would be huge for him. I do have Bullet Punch on my Metagross, so I don't exactly have to paralyze him. What's well, if I get rid of this Altaria, Hydreigon wins the game. I think Volt Switching is the best play though. As he does go Magnezone, so that's perfect. I get a lot of nice damage onto his Magnezone, as here I can probably just switch into Hydreigon. Let's see, he maxes out at 240, so that's 360. I also outspeed him with Tornadus. Yeah, Tornadus is a fine play, because Heat Wave probably will do a lot of damage to him anyway, and I don't want to go into Hydreigon because that could give his Altaria a free chance to get some Dragon Dances up, and yeah, I'm able to pick up the knockout Magnezone, so that's fine. Altaria is going to come out. I'm going to click U-turn, as he's probably going to Dragon Dance up, as that's his probably only way of winning. And I'm going to go my Thundurus. If he knocks me out, that's fine. He is going to go Dragon Dance, and here I'm going to click Thunder Wave, as here he does go for the Facade actually. Wow. That's a cool technique. Usually it's Return of Frustration. As here I basically win the game with Metagross. I can go for the Iron Head straight here. Altaria does not get priority, as I do knock out his Altaria, and I do have Bullet Punch for the Yanmega, so it is good game anyway. Also, he could not touch my Tornadus anyway, so yeah, he goes for the Protect, but again, Bullet Punch just wins me the game, and we are able to pick up a nice win against my opponent. So that is nice indeed, as we're 3-0 currently on this series. I told you guys I wasn't that bad at singles. Sometimes I won't play that good, but I don't play that bad either, as we're going to find another game. As I think I really enjoy playing singles. Tell me what you guys think. Are you learning anything from me playing this? And do you guys enjoy watching me just play something just for fun? Even though this is kind of competitive, because I've only been talking about competitive. But my opponent's team is Diancie, Kieran Black, Gliscor, Superior, Heatran, and Slowbro. The Heatran Slowbro Gliscor core is always annoying to play with. Diancie will be the Mega Evolution of this team. Thankfully, my Metagross definitely beats that part of his team. Unfortunately, if only I had Ice Punch, because then I could probably just sweep with Metagross. But I definitely do have to worry about his Slowbro. I had to get rid of Slowbro. Slowbro's a really annoying Pokemon to play with this team. I think I can go into Thundurus. I think Thundurus is a safe lead against his Kieran Black, which is unfortunate. So he's pretty free to click Ice Beam here, and that is not that good for me. I could go into Metagross here, but I don't want him to give him a free switch into Slowbro. I think I could get up my rocks here actually. The only way he could get rid of rocks is actually Slowbro, so I think I'm gonna get up my rocks. as I'm going to go Clefable. He goes for the Fusion Pulp, probably predicting my Metagross. Most likely, if he's predicting that, he would... He's probably, he's not Life Orb, so he's probably Scarf. I'm going to go for my Rocks, because it damages the Kyurem Black on switching, which he does switch out. Deance's going to come in, but it does not have Magic Bounce until after it Mega Evolves. As he might just go for the Moonblast. He might also go for the Earth Power, predicting my Metagross. I'm going to go Metagross anyway. I know I can live in Earth Power at least. As he goes for Diamond Sword. That's perfect. That's perfect. As I kind of want a Bullet Punch here, but he could just switch into Heatran. Gliscor is also a very safe switching for him. But if he goes Gliscor, I'll just go into my Thundurus. So I think Bullet Punch is my safest play. As he stays in and goes for Protect, that is fine. I don't know if he wants to go into Heatran or Gliscor. I kind of just want to go for the Earthquake anyway, because Deance's probably not going to stay in, because Deance actually does decent against my team. As he brings out Slowbro, which... it's a safe switch, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't bring out Gliscor, but then again, I could have been carrying Ice Punch. So luckily he does not know I have Iron Head, so you might think I have Bullet Punch and not Iron Head. I think a safe play is just to go into Hydreigon and start Dark Pulsing. Yeah, he doesn't really have a resist other than Deancey, so if I can get rid of that Deancey. I can also go into Starmie, but I don't want to... I want to make sure I have Rapid Spin up for later in the game, because... it would be annoying. So I'm going to go into Hydreigon, as he is going to click Scald. Hopefully no burn. He gets a crit. No. Oh, he does get the burn. Unfortunate, because that weakens my U-turn. As I am going to click U-turn, he's probably going to go into Deancey right here. And I'm fine if he goes into Deancey, because I am going to be able to get a free switch. Probably into my... actually, I could probably just switch to my Starmie. Starmie beats his entire team. Looking at it, other than Scarf, Kyurem Black. As he does go Deancey, which is fine. I am able to get a U-turn and switch initiative. So I am going to go into my Starmie and click the Analytic Hydro Pump, I think. Yeah, I do carry Thunderbolt. I also carry Ice Beam. So if Superior wants to come in, he'll definitely be knocked out by the combination of Analytic Hydro Pump plus Ice Beam. If I do connect Hydro Pump. Hopefully I connect Hydro Pump. If he wants to bring out Kyurem Black, he has to take 25% from Stealth Rocks plus my Analytic Hydro Pump. And if he goes Slowbro, I can just click Thunderbolt the next turn. So Hydro Pump is my safest play. He's going to protect the Scout. That's completely fine, as I'm just going to make the same play again. There's no reason for me to risk anything else. As he's going to switch out, going to Slowbro. Again, that's perfect. Hopefully I connect. Yes, it is the Analytic Hydro Pump. That did so much damage. As I'm going to click Thunderbolt. No reason not to. As I do get rid of Slowbro, which was the biggest threat to my team. Which is nice. Now, if I get rid of his Gliscor, I can basically win the game. As Kyurem Black is going to come out, most likely clicking Fusion Bolt. But I think Clefable is pretty much my free switch. And I can easily Scout. Also, Starmie is very important because it can also be his entire team. It actually beats his entire team if I get rid of this Kyurem. So I'm going to actually go into my Clefable. Or I could go Metagross, but I don't want him going for Earth Power, Hidden Power, Fire. So I'm going to go into my Clefable. As he goes for the Iron Head. They don't run that. That's actually the first time I've seen Iron Head. What is he, full physical? I'm going to go into back into Starmie. As, yeah, he keeps going for Iron Head. As actually, maybe Starmie wasn't the best play. I kind of was expecting him to switch out, to be honest. As actually, I'm gonna go Metagross here. As he's gonna go Superior, which is fine. That's actually pretty good for me because Superior doesn't threaten me in many ways. As I can go for a straight Iron Head right here. He goes for Glare, which is fine. He gets a Para, which is annoying. Actually, Tornadus is my switch every time. I can get Tornadus in. He goes for the Hidden Power. Most likely Hidden Power Fire. Yeah, Hidden Power Fire, definitely. As I can get a Hurricane off. If he wants to switch to Heatran, that's fine. Because Heatran's not much of a threat. I also get the Confusion, which is nice. I can go for the U-turn for a switch initiative. I can get a Wish up, possibly. Not a Wish. I can also win by spamming Dark Pulse if I knock out his Deancey, so I kind of want to go Starmie, however Starmie is weakened. maybe just Thundurus would be a decent play. I mean, I really don't need Thundurus for this game. Yeah, I really don't need Thundurus for this game. So if he wants to go for the fire type attack move, he actually hits himself, which is very unfortunate. No leftover, so I'm not sure what kind of heat trend this is. This probably is his rock user, though. It has to be his rock user. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, because Volt Switch will give me switch initiative if he wants to switch out into Kyurem Black, let's say. As he goes Gliscor, which is fine, as I do carry the Life Orb, Hidden Power Ice, and Life Orb, Hidden Power Ice should be able to knock out his Gliscor, so I am completely fine with this. As, yeah, Life Orb, Hidden Power Ice will knock him out. Or at least bring him to the range. Yeah, just knock him out. If I'm not sure actually my Gliscor calcs with Hidden Power Ice, but he brings out his Kyurem Black. I could get a free Thunder Wave off, because if I Thunder Wave this thing, I basically win the game. I think Metagross is a free switch, and I really don't need Metagross to win this game, as he goes for the Fusion Bolt, which is fine. I think here I'm going to go for the Earthquake, because Heatran would most likely be switching. He could also get up late game rocks, as he actually goes Superior, which is fine. Again, I have Tornadus as a switch in, but I kind of don't want to go Tornadus because he might predict me and go for Glare. So I'm going to go for the Iron Head. I don't care if he goes for Hidden Power Fire, because Metagross isn't necessary to win this game. Starmie can win this game on its own. Of course, if I miss a Hydro Pump, that actually might be problematic, but I don't think it would hurt me too much, because I could always beat the Diancie by just Volt Switching. As he goes for Leaf Storm, which is fine. Unfortunately, we get paralyzed again, which is really, really annoying. However, would he glare? I don't think he would glare now. I think I'm going to go into Tornadus. Yeah, he just went for another Leaf Storm, and now I can press Hurricane pretty safely. Hopefully I connect, because if I miss, it might be annoying. Actually, no, my Starmie could probably win. I also have Hydreigon with Fire Blast and Draco, so yeah, going for Hurricane. Diancie's actually going to come out, which is fine, as any damage on Diancie just guarantees the game, because I think Thunderbolt will actually be able to pick up the knockout on Diancie, as I do want Tornadus around, because it is my way to beat the Superior efficiently. I'm going to go for the U-turn and just bring out my Metagross. I don't need Metagross to win this game, as I said. As he does go for the Moonblast, it is able to knock me out, but that is fine. I can go into my Thundurus now and just click Volt Switch. Yeah, as he protects the Scowl, but you know what? Volt Switch is going to basically win me this game. Actually, Thundurus will probably just win me this game, too. Thundurus plus the combination of Starmie and Tornadus. As Volt Switch is able to knock out his Diancie, as here I think I'm just going to go into my... I could go into my Hydreigon. Hydreigon's pretty safe, actually. But I think Tornadus might be the better play. Yeah, Tornadus. As he's probably going to bring out Kyurem. Luckily, Kyurem can only switch into 2 more Stealth Rocks. So he'll probably have to sack his Kyurem sometime soon. So that is nice to know. As well as, yeah, Kyurem's going to come out. And I can pretty much just switch into my Clefable. I really don't need Clefable around. Yeah, I don't need Clefable around. As he's going to Fusion Bolt, which is fine, as that's going to pick up the knockout, I'm going to send out my Thundurus and click Thunder Wave. I have absolutely no reason not to click Thunder Wave here, as I am able to get a Thunder Wave off. As he does go for the Fusion Bolt, which does a lot of damage, but again won't knock me out. As Hydreigon's actually a free switching, because now I can just spam Dark Pulse, and I don't want to risk my Thundurus, because Thundurus's last 2 hits could be useful for beating the game. As I'm going to click Dark Pulse and knock out this Kyurem, which is nice, as his Heatran doesn't look especially defensive, especially if it doesn't have leftovers, but he's going to bring out his Heatran. I don't know what Heatran can do to win this game, but Dark Pulse is going to do a lot anyway, as he gets up his rocks, which is fine. That actually just lose my Thundurus, but otherwise I just win with Tornadus anyway. So I'm able to knock out his Heatran, as now I can just go into I can go into Tornadus or Starmie. I'm gonna go Starmie, just to see how much the Ice Beam would have done to his Superior. I think it will knock it out at that range anyway. It's a Life Orb Ice Beam boosted by Starmie, as yeah, that should be able to win the game. As yeah, we are able to knock out his superior, and we do go for O. As I'm gonna say GG. As I think that will be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Please leave a like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like down below. And I also want to hear feedback from you guys, because I know that this is the first time I've been doing Pokemon Showdown sessions for a while. So it has been a while. And yeah, I mean, it's a fun series. Tell me what you think about the series in the comments down below, because I think it's a fun series. Playing singles is just fun in general. Especially if you're just like all focused on VGC. Singles is a nice way to relax, play some Pokemon without having to worrying about like championship points or doing well in the big tournaments that are, you know, official. So tell me what you guys think. I think this could be a really fun series, and I definitely do want to bring this back. Also, I do not like playing VGC on Showdown. I think I already said this, but I do like playing it with my friends on Showdown sometimes. And if you guys want to see me do VGC on Showdown, that is the series. An episode came out today featuring my friend Edith, so definitely go check it out, because that's where I'll be doing VGC on Showdown. I will not be doing it alone, because I really don't like playing VGC on Showdown. It's a different pace. It's just a different environment. I do not like the environment on Showdown for VGC, but I do like it for singles. I really gotten used to playing singles on Showdown. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys like it or not, and please leave a like to show your support for the series. I don't know how often I'll be uploading this, but if this thing gets a lot of support, I'll definitely just upload a lot of these. So, of course, these will not affect VGC series. Once again, as I said, these will not affect VGC series. Actually, that battle got me to 1500s. Nice. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys on another video.